everybody, welcome back. It's me, Amanda May. Thank you so much for watching today. Alright, all you wizards, it's that time again. Time to pull out your cauldron and dust off your magic wands. It's Halloween. This is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Hey! Fall is my favorite season. I love all the colors and leaves and pumpkins and all the spooky stuff. I hope all of you are having a happy Halloween season. I am. I play my Halloween playlist all the time. I painted my nails Halloween colors, orange, purple, and green. Matches my outfits. I bought myself some fun Halloween items, like this beautiful Hocus Pocus mug. I love Hocus Pocus. It has all the Sanderson sisters on it and Thackeray Binks the cat. And it says, "I put a spell on you and now you're mine." Love it. And it's like the biggest mug ever. And don't worry, I won't drink out of it. I'll just put pins in it. I also printed out this pic from my phone onto a canvas, and it turned out beautiful. And so I love this pic. I took it at the grocery store, and now I have a beautiful home decor. So, oh, also me and my best friend went to the pumpkin patch, and we did our photos. This is from this year. We do it every year. These are from this year. This year I got creative and added props, books, including one of the books that I'll be talking about today in this video, Halloween book versus movie reviews. I'm super excited. I've been wanting to do a video like this for a long time. So the books and movies I will be reviewing are, number 1, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Carrie, Frankenstein, Jurassic Park, and The Exorcist. I will be very brief because I can talk about books and movies all day long. No joke. They're the only things I collect. Oh, spoiler alert, there will be spoilers. You ready? Let's go. So, number 1, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. And I will be comparing it to Ichabod and Mr. Toad, the cartoon. Not that crappy Johnny Depp movie. Blech. I couldn't even make it through that movie. It's so cheesy. No, 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 no. So, quick summary of the story. Ichabod Crane moves to Sleepy Hollow to be the school teacher, not Detective Johnny Depp. And he and Brom fall in love with wealthy heiress Katrina von Tassel. Then at Katrina's father's Halloween party, Brom tells a scary story about the Headless Horseman, and Ichabod is scared to death. And then, on his way home, he sees the Headless Horseman in real life, and he has to race for his life across the bridge so the Headless Horseman doesn't get his head. So, I read the short story last year, but I watched the cartoon as a kid. I stayed up late one night and watched it with my brother, and it scared the bejesus out of me. It's a scary movie for a cartoon. Grief. As far as the adaptation goes, it's spot on. I would say the movie is better than the book. The book, or short story, is dry and boring, not scary. And at the end, it doesn't even tell you if the Headless Horseman gets Ichabod or not. What a chip. Of course, they are also rather ambiguous in the cartoon too. But I'm pretty sure he got him. Plus, there are fun songs in the cartoon that are not in the book at all. So that's awesome. I would recommend the movie versus the book. Number 2, Carrie by Stephen King. I don't have the book, but I just bought the movie. Super excited. I love it. I got a 2-pack, the original, which is my favorite, and the remake, which is also good. Warning, there is prolonged nudity and sexual situations in the movie and the book. I wrote out a really long summary, but I don't think I'm going to get into it. I'd rather not. I first watched the movie when I was in high school, and I fell in love with it instantly. I love it. I think it is the ultimate anti-bullying campaign. Just show them Carrie. However, the book I read last year, and I wasn't a fan. It was the first Stephen King novel I'd ever read. I don't own it. I checked it out of the library. I didn't like the jumping back and forth between newspaper articles and narration, and the way you have to piece the puzzle together yourself. I don't like books like that. That jumping back and forth in time, not a fan. That's why I would definitely prefer the movie to the book. The movie tells one complete story without jumping around in time, and in the book, Carrie is outside of the building when she destroys the prom and the town. But in the movie, it's way more cinematic, where she is in the middle of the action. So, much more satisfying. And in the end, spoiler, when she kills her mother, again, way more cinematic, cool to look at, versus the book where she just stops her heart. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the movie over the book. Number 3, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I will compare it to the movie Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, starring Robert De Niro and Helen Bonham Carter. I do not have a copy of that movie, but it is definitely the closest to the book I've ever seen. I read the book a couple years ago, and then I watched the movie all the way through, and I was pleased to see that it stuck to very close to the book. That's nice. Warning, the movie is very graphic, so if you're squeamish, watch out. Now, everyone thinks they know the story. Dr. Frankenstein creates a humanoid creature out of body parts from dead bodies, then brings it to life with lightning in his lab. Then the creature turns out to be a horrible monster who is misunderstood and just wants to be loved, so he goes on a killing spree until he gets the Bride of Frankenstein and all those other sequels. The biggest difference between the book and pop culture fandom of the story is all of it. Starting with the fact that Dr. Frankenstein isn't a doctor at all. He's a med student. What? That blew my mind. Another thing that shocked me is the creature could talk. What? Reading the book was like reading a big giant myth bust, because that's what it was. And it was long. One of the things that struck me in reading the book was the levels of storytelling. It starts out on a boat in the Arctic, and young Frankenstein recounts his story to the crew of the ship, and the amount of details and levels of the story he tells is dizzying. Because he tells the story the creature tells him later, and how he, the creature, learned how to talk by hiding next to a window where this family was teaching their kids to read. What? How very convenient. In the book, it never reveals how Frankenstein created his monster. So all the lightning and slabs, no Rocky Horror. This is where the movie is way more graphic than the book by far. Again, if you're squeamish, don't watch it. This is probably one of the only times where I would recommend reading the book versus watching the movie. I would recommend you read the book first and then watch the movie. But again, the book is really long. It took me forever to read. So if you don't like any of it, watch Young Frankenstein. It's hilarious. Number 4, Jurassic Park. Ta-da! By Michael Crichton. Did anybody know that Jurassic Park was a book before it was a movie? Because I didn't. I found out watching a making of documentary on TV about the original movie, not the reboots. So imagine my surprise when I found the book in the free bin at the library. Very exciting. But oh my gosh, with this book. First of all, it's honking long. Look at this. I started it this summer and I have yet to finish it. Look. Plus, it is not an easy read. It's super small text. There's a lot of technical jargon, the writing, plot, characters. No. I don't know about you guys, but to me, Jurassic Park is a beloved part of my childhood, and now as an adult I have developed a new love of dinosaurs I didn't always have. So I don't really think about it as a scary movie, but it's technically classified as horror, sci-fi, fantasy, I think. I don't know. So here are some differences from book to movie. 1, the character Lex is younger than her brother Tim in the book. In the movie, she's like 12 and Tim is like 10 or something. In the book, Tim is 11, I think, and Lex is 6. It is weird. And they gave her a really weird personality for a 6-year-old to have. I don't like it. Yeah. Number 2, the way the main characters are introduced to Jurassic Park is way better in the movie than the book. It's so lackluster, including a hand-painted cardboard sign that says, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," which I imagine to have backwards R on it because it's that crappy. What? Ugh. So much better in the movie. 3, in the book, the big reveal, the dinosaurs reproducing, spoiler, is just nonchalantly talked about by Alan Grant to the science lab guys via walkie-talkies or something. So they did a better job building up the suspense and making the big reveal in the movie. Number 4, instead of a Triceratops that's sick, in the book it's a Stegosaurus. Fun fact, I found out recently that many of the dinosaurs in the first Jurassic Park were real robot puppets. That blew my mind because I literally thought for my entire life they were all CGI. No, the Triceratops and the T-Rex were real puppets that the actors could touch and interact with, and they could move and breathe. Scary. Number 5, the book had way more technical jargon, like I said, that I, as a reader, don't need to know about or care about. There's also a lot of extra characters and scenes in the book that I'm glad didn't make the movie. They're not necessary. And the last one, no, I don't have one, is The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, or Blatty. The Exorcist, the movie, was rated the scariest movie of all time. Billy Graham was quoted as saying the devil himself is on this film. So perhaps it's just me, but I didn't find either the movie or the book all that scary. I used to own a copy of the book, but after I read it, I wasn't impressed with it, so I got rid of it. I like to say I got rid of all my demons in my house. And I don't own a copy of the movie because I don't really like it. What happened was, when I was in college, I got really into classic horror and did a lot of research on The Exorcist in particular before I watched it. So I think that had a lot to do with how I responded to it. I learned how they did all the special effects before I watched it. So if you're looking for a good scare, probably don't take that approach. And I don't know what I was expecting when I read the book, but it is exactly like the movie, verbatim. Don't even bother. Just watch the movie. Again, the book is honking long, this thick. And boring, if I can say that about a book about demons. My favorite exorcism movie is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It's based on a true story, and her goal is to point people to God by telling her story. So I would recommend that one. And if you really want to get scared by real demons, I would recommend reading 23 Minutes in Hell by Bill Weiss. Great book by a Christian author. I have met him, and he signed my book. And I have subscribed to his YouTube channel. You can check it out if you feel so inclined. He also uses his story to point people to Christ. So that completes my Halloween themed book versus movie reviews. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video. And again, I can talk about books and movies forever. I am happy to make more videos like this, so let me know. And let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books on the list, or if you have a favorite scary movie you love to watch on Halloween. I would love to hear about it. I hope all of you have a happy and safe Halloween, and remember to listen to God and do what He says this fall season, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye!